Back to Zero is arguably one of the most random maps in the game. The reason for this is not that you can just push the button to reset your score when you don't like it, but because every round will start randomly with normal, medium or high damage, and everyone will be assigned to a random weapon.
What a shit gun, Ollie.
In this video, I show you how to recreate this effect. We first go to the advanced editor and then we add a new variable. For simplicity, we call it just random. And it's not the individual variable, but a global. Next step is we start a new event. As a trigger, we choose match setup. And as select, we choose none. I will explain you later why. And here we choose set variable. We choose a set variable random, and then here we go to random 0 to value. So this will choose any random number between 0 and a certain value you input, for example here 10. One thing you need to pay attention is that there's another randomness thing. So here you can choose also a random 0 to variable. So that means the higher number will be a variable, which could be, for example, the total player or any other variable that you define. But for this case, we don't use this. We choose a random variable between a number between 0 and 10. Now we add a group under this. The reason for this is because we want to add a condition. So here global and the variable. So every time when this random hits a certain number, for example 1, then the thing below it will happen. Now we add the second group under this group. So you can call it like a second layer group. The reason for this is here the select, because if you choose here all players, everything above needs to be select none, otherwise we mess it up. Before we can choose here anything under action, we first need to define a role. So the first role we define is the person who has a P90, so we call this role P90. And then here go to Gear Plus, we choose the P90 as a weapon, and well, that's already it. So we go back to events, and here the action, we go to set role and choose the role we want here, in this case P90. So every time the random number 1 is chosen, every person will get a P90. Now you need to continue this. You go to else, make a second condition, else if, global, choose the random. So in this case, if the random number becomes 2, then you add another action here, you make the group, remember all player, and then here you choose select another role. Yeah, and that's basically it. If you want to add the random damage, that works exactly the same thing. You start with a second variable, we call it random damage. Scope is again global because we want it for everybody to be the same. And then we start a second event. We do again match setup, here select none. We set the variable, the random variable damage here to a number between 0 and a value, which is here 3. We make again the same group, go select to none because we don't want this error to be. We add a condition, so every time when here this global variable called random damage is a certain number, for example here 0, then group again, select all players will get a certain buff. So it's not defined yet, so we first need to define the buff. For this we go to buff, add buff, and then define it. We just do here like middle damage or medium damage. Here we open it, we write, we make the scale multiplier to 150, which I think is a reasonable damage for medium. Then we give a description where we explain exactly how much damage we do give. So, for example, here it's 150%, and we need to make it permanent and notify so that the people can actually read here the message. Now we go back to event, go here to this action that we left open and define here medium damage, and that's it again. Now here one more idea. If you want that the random thing you chose changes after time, you can give here a timer, choose here 60, so that means every 60 seconds this event will be triggered. So every 60 seconds a new random number will be defined, and accordingly a new weapon or a new damage will be here. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free.